Previously, in the anime, Akuto Sai was heading to the Magic Academy with the dream of becoming a grand priest, and there he meets Junko. She also had her dream of joining her family's work on defending their nation, to serve the justice, but things didn't got the way Sai wanted it to be. There was a future-telling crow in the academy who told Sai that he would be the future demon king. And from there on Sai was always entangled in a misunderstanding with Junko and the other girls around him, but the female dorm leader, Fujiko, wanted to make Sai her own personal toy. But there was an history about her as well. She was following about her brother's death, and one day Sai found a treasure map that Fujiko's brother had made. So Sai was following the map and ends up in front of a cave. But apparently they discovered a whole big graveyard inside of that cave, but there were also the traces of a fight that had been fought in there as well. And suddenly a demon storm appears there to kill them, but aside from them, Junko goes to Kina to ask her about Sai. And she told her that he was following the treasure map with an unknown girl named Eiko. Hearing her name, Junko rushes out, and meanwhile, Sai destroyed the storm demon with his gun, and Eiko lumps on Sai with affection to seduce him. After that, Sai found a recorder with a clue. And Fujiko was keeping an eye on them and recognized the recorder was the same that her brother gave her, but Kina crashed in and asked Fujiko to accompany her to follow Sai as well. With a pretty please, but aside from them, Sai found yet another clue to the treasure with the location of a cave. But that cave had a perfect hot spring that stretched towards the other side of the rock wall, so Sai goes off alone to see if there was any danger, but Eiko followed him behind to seduce him. But unfortunately for her, Junko was there and she jumped on the moment to kill Eiko but realized she was naked as well in the bath. Yet still the cats begin to have their own fight and a wolf appears out of nowhere. Then, as it tried to attack them, the wolf falls asleep and Sai chose to protect Junko rather than Eiko, which broke her little heart, so she leaves in anger, but Sai at least got the key to the treasure vault. Then Kina and Fujiko come there and the wolf falling asleep was due to her sleeping potion. Then Fujiko tells them about her brother and this all things were his belongings. Then suddenly Fujiko activated a teleportation spell and got teleported to the underground place, but there, the student council congrats them for completing the treasure map they found and made up that it was all just to play, but Fujiko didn't believe her and ran away to another room. Then she activated something and the dragon was freed from its prison. That dragon saw Fujiko didn't have qualification and displayed a memory of Fujiko's brother who was hiding something and erased his memory to save the Demon King from someone. Because he didn't want to kill the Demon King, rather he had ulterior motives. All the kids saw that vlog and Fujiko fell unconscious. So Sai goes up against the dragon on a head-to-head fight and beats it up to a bloody pulp, so the dragon accepted Sai as his master and the resurrected Demon King. And now that the dragon had accepted Sai as the Demon King, Kuron was ordered by a group of government officials to seduce Sai in order to keep him in check, so from then on, Kuron made it clear that she was attempting to get Sai in bed in many ways, that a guy would want to do naughty things with his girl. She was getting on his nerves even when they were on the beach enjoying their vacation. They were on a small island where Hiroshi's parents were living, so he was off to meet his parents. But he seemed rather sad to Sai, so Hiroshi told him about the legend of this island, that a big monster will appear after the Demon King resurrects. And a bright radiant hero will appear to save the island and defeat the Demon King, but Sai still believes that he's not the Demon King and thought it was just a hogwash made up by the peoples. Sai didn't understand the situation and broke his heart, but Sai felt chills running down his spine as he felt someone was watching him. Then whole class was partying and their own teacher was wasted from alcohol, but Sai goes out because there's still someone who's following him. But on the other side, Lily gives the info to Fujiko that old geezers from the government had ordered Kuron to seduce Sai to keep him in check, and another thing was that a person named Simon was after Sai to kill him. So Fujiko tried to contact Sai, but he was out of reach since the area he was in got the mana disruption. So Kina finds Sai and told him about the message Fujiko told her to give about Simon and Kuron, but right after that, someone shots Kuron from behind and then runs off from there. She still appears to be fine and asks Sai about Kina. She was upset about thinking Sai would never like her and leaves him alone. There Kina woke up from her hangover and tells Sai that the government ordered Kuron to seduce him, and if she failed, she would be fired from her surveillance job. That's what Fujiko said to her. And Sai realized it was the last time he saw Kuron. As for Hiroshi, the villagers had high hopes for him because he was chosen to be a hero. But his parents don't believe in him because he's a weakling, so his sister, Yukiko, comes to their hotel to meet Sai and asks him if Hiroshi is the hero. Sai thought Hiroshi never wanted to be a hero, which made her cry and she ran out from there. And then Sai realized what he did by denying that he's not Demon King and rejected that Hiroshi could be a hero. But while finding Yukiko, they saw Simon awaken the demon beast from the lake, and unfortunately Yukiko was too close to it, so Simon captured her and started doing lewd things to her. So Kina tried to sneak from behind, but even she was captured by that pervert, so Hiroshi wanted to save them, but he was simply too weak and Simon threw him off in the lake. So Sai found him out and saves the girls from Simon, but from then on he used the mana disruption again like he used it before to shoot Kuron, and now Simon was beating up Sai. Meanwhile, Hiroshi was drowning deeper into the lake, but ends up in a cave underneath it and saw a sword stuck in that stone. Hiroshi always wanted to be a hero and drew out that sword, and it turned into a Ben 10 watch, and transforms Hiroshi into a hero with an anti-magical power. As for Sai, he was beating up Simon this time, so Simon then targets Junko and the girls, but their Kuron got back and saved the girls from his attack. She's an android, so the mana disruption doesn't work on her as she doesn't use magic, so while she captured that pervert, Hiroshi defeated the demon beast with his newly found power. And with that everything goes back to normal, and Kuron told them about the orders she received from the higher-ups, but since seductive method didn't work, now those old foggies want Sai to settle down with a marriage, and Kuron thought Junko would be best fit for Sai. But while they were trying to settle the Demon King down with a marriage, Eiko was again conspiring with the real mastermind to make Sai a real Demon King of destruction to get his revenge. That hairpin the girl was wearing is the same pin that Sai gave it to Kina when they were in the orphanage, but one day, Sai leaves on his own and left the orphanage and the girl behind. That girl resembles Kina, and seeing that hairpin, he asked Kina if they had met somewhere in the orphanage, but Kina believes that they meet first time in the academy. So Sai leaves that matter to rest. As for Fujiko, she was still planning to have Sai on her side as her personal toy. But she found a demon beast's egg on a coincidence and took it to her room to hatch it, but while she fell asleep, Kina stole that egg to have on morning breakfast, but the moment Sai touched it, begins to glow up and Sai threw it out being scared from it. It took a few hours and the egg had gotten pretty darn big, and after Sai touched it again the demon beast got hatched. Started to attack Sai and the others, but Fujiko tells them to calm down as she had tamed the beast for Sai, but that demon beast tried to eat her as well. So Sai attacked it with his mana, but it grew bigger and flies off to the city, so Hiroshi changes into his hero form and kills the beasts in the city. But this had confirmed that Sai is the Demon King since the demon beast reacted to Sai and his powers, but others were unaware of this fact and only student council and the government knew about it. So away from that, Junko asked Kuron if she was seriously trying to arrange a marriage between Sai and her. And Kuron gives Junko a shocking news that she had already talked to her parents and they agreed to have an arranged marriage between Sai and Junko. So what will happen to Sai after being entangled in this marriage and the fate of Demon King? Find out in the last part of the video, but till then subscribe the channel for the latest updates. Till then, take care.